start with the rotor wing configuration. That's a helicopter, and many people will be calling it or basic configuration when it comes to the fixed wing and the rotor wings. Fixed wing and the rotor wing. So this helicopter comes under the category of rotor wing configuration. This helicopter comes under the rotor wing configuration. Now, what exactly this rotor wing? Where is the wing rotating? So here in the animation, you can see that wing is being rotated. So here, the large structure, so that was very thin, and the large wings are available on this one. And those large wings are rotating to make that aircraft into flight. To make that aircraft into flight. So that they are directly attaining the thrust force in the vertical direction. They are directly attaining the thrust force in the vertical direction by rotating this propeller blades. Or generally, as far as helicopter is concerned, they will call it as a rotors. Now, as far as the rotors are concerned, they are mounted on top of this one. So they are mounted on the top of so if you watch any cartoon, they'll keep one person with a helmet, like what we say, that helicopter helmet. Then he will mention that on that one he will be flying with them. But practically it is not so feasible idea. So but they will be talking like this. So as far as the helicopter is concerned, this is a rotor wing concept. So that means the wing is not fixed in this case. Okay, fine. But we are saying that this rotor wing is generating the lift to make that craft or helicopter to move it in the vertically upward direction. So these aircrafts or these crafts, which are called helicopters, they don't need runways. They can, where they are present, from that place itself, directly they can lift up from the place where they are. Right, so they don't need runways or continuously long run and go for the flight. This is not required for this helicopter. So, but at the same time, the helicopter speeds are limited. They have the limited speed, and at the same time, there are moving parts in this. There are moving parts which are very long moving surface on this helicopter. We can see, as we can see on the image here, right? That's a main rotor blade which is available to generate the thrust of this particular body to lift up. But generally, see, when this is happening without a main rotor, when it is rotating, so there is a net momentum also created on the body, right? So the body also will rotate in the same direction of as the propeller is rotating, as the main rotor is rotating. So what happens is there are two disc formations here in this one. So one it is the vertical main rotor. When it is generating the thrust, it is forming so much of disc area in this one, and that disc area will be cut by this anti rotor. Here it is. So the tail rotor will be called as an anti-torque rotor. Because if the tail rotor is not available, if I forget to keep the tail rotor absent in my helicopter, what happens is the helicopter also will start rotating in the direction of that main rotor. The helicopter also will start rotating in the direction of the main rotor, right? Now, so this main rotor is generation for the thrust. At the same time, the main rotor gives a net torque on the body of the helicopter, so that the helicopter also can rotate. So in order to cut that moment, so there is an anti-torque will be given by this tail rotor location, which is available on the tail location. So this would be giving that. So the net resultant, this is a disc-like structure. So this creates like this. So in this disc, whatever the propeller is available, so this cuts that surface. So this is actually on the top view, if you see, so this is a main rotor disc, and one tail rotor disc will cut this one, so that the aircraft, the helicopter body will not rotate. So that will be straight, and then easily we can get lifted up. So that is the reason we don't see without this tail rotor or without the anti-rotors, we don't see any helicopter design. Right? Or you may say that without a tail rotor, can we fly? Yes. Without a tail rotor, it is also possible to fly. Even so many designs have been demonstrated that thing. But in the absence of the tail rotor, the main concept of anti-torque, how do we obtain that anti-torque is, they have utilized two main rotor blades. In that case, they are using two main rotor blades. So one will be in the clockwise direction, another one will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So the net momentum resulting, or the net torque resulting on the body, will get lowered, so that the body will not make a complete rotation. So the body will be easily lifted. Right. So that is the main. Coming to the cockpit. So what is the function of the cockpit is as similar to the aircraft. We have the cockpit function here in this one. So the cockpit is to accommodate the passengers and the pilot. The cockpit is to accommodate the passenger and the pilot in that one. And here in this one, see, if you, most of the helicopters we don't find the landing gears. Most of the helicopters we don't find the landing gears, but we will find the landing skids. As you can see in this image, most of the helicopters, they will be absent with the landing gears, but they will be having this landing skids, as does not go for the any runway or any go for the long run. So these will be having a landing skid. So for easy landing and for the takeoff, they will be using this landing skids. They will be using this landing skids, right? So now it's coming to this complete portion. So in terms of, whereas the aircraft has a fuselage, so similar to that one here, we can call this body as a fuselage body, for a fuselage body for this particular helicopter also. So where landing skids are attached, where main rotor is available, and to which one extended body, that is the tail, is attached to the main body. So that it is called as a tail wing of the tail wing. So where the tail is extended to this one. Now the next question comes, sir, why we have separated that much distance of this? So that tail rotor, can't we keep it very close to the main rotor so that it will give a net torque, resulting on that it is very easy for us to control? Means no. As the tail rotor is giving the anti-torque on the body not to rotate it, at the same time I have to cut only the torque moment which is making the body to rotate. I should not cut the main actual disc, that is whatever the blade rotation plane is there, I should not disturb that plane, right? So for that reason, initially we need to calculate where exactly the moment will counter on that one. So at the distance only this tail rotor will be placed. So it is not fixed by us, it is not fixed by him, but it is fixed to the design and based upon the main rotor blade that need to be fixed accordingly. Okay, fine. So that is about the fuselage section, and here we'll completely call it as the fuselage section, and the cockpit is accommodated in that, landing skids, and engine, transmission, fuel, everything will be accommodated in this fuel only. In this fuselage only we are accommodating that. And in this one you can see the top portion for this type of helicopter. Here the top portion there, the engine exhaust and the engine transmission system is being accommodated here in this one, and through this transmission system, where engine is available in this transmission system, and that is accommodating to run this rotor blades, okay. So to accommodate that helicopter, right? So this is all about the basic parts of a